Okay, is it time to short the market? Our strategy for tomorrow, our game plan in Forex, our daily lift me upper, and of course, our full stock analysis. This is the Newsbeat Show. Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Just going to go ahead and share one of my screens here. Just really quickly put it up. Okay, there we go. And we basically have tonight's agenda. Is it time to short? I'm not asking a hypothetical question. I'm highly insinuating that that is going to be my strategy. How we're going to handle it tomorrow, our game plan in Forex, of course, our daily lift me upper. I'm looking maybe for a more eloquent name as well as our full stock analysis. So let's just take it right to the market trading strategy here. Is it time to go lower tomorrow? I'm looking for a short bias if the market goes higher. Now, if you remember on Sunday, I basically said, guys, the market's going to gap up and we're going to shoot up towards the exponential 8 moving average. That happened to be phenomenally accurate in terms of that call. As you see, the exponential 8 moving average is 159.98 on the Qs on the daily, and of course, the day highs is 159.95. So we weren't exactly quite there yet, but we almost hit it and just failed. But you pretty much get what I'm saying right now. So what do I want to see tomorrow? Well, right now, the Qs are gap down after hours. I was hoping we'd gap up. Pretty much at this point, you want to use a couple barometers. One, and I'll go over the spiders as well. I just like the Qs because it's just more of a personal preference here. I was hoping we would gap up above the 50. So even if we were able to like gap up above 160.50, meaning $160.50, I humbly believe that will cause an algorithmic short opportunity based on the recent setup, based on what's happening, based on the increased volume, based on what the VIX is doing, based on what all the big and major NASDAQ names are doing. That's going to go ahead and give us our potential short opportunity. So going to the spiders, I said the same things. Look for the spiders to get to the exponential 8. And again, just like the Qs, we almost got there, not quite. 267.01, day high on the spiders. 267.51, exponential 8. So I want to gap above that level and then look for short opportunities, of course, across the board. This may be an overnight trade. So as I'm noting right here, this may be an overnight trade. Alpha still can be made, however, it will be for the first 30 to 60 minutes. So pretty much you guys saw what I did today. I pretty much traded for the first hour and that was it. I made my money in the morning and I said, okay, that's enough fun. And I saw what you guys were going through. A lot of these stocks were going higher. Some of you were making more money. Some of you were losing more money. But pretty much the way I see the markets is I know what my edge is. I think that's one of the most important things for a trader to define their edge. Even using you as an example, Kathy. I'm going to use you as an example here. Not because you have an amazing golf game, but just how you said you'd rather be in cash and look to short the market because that's the way your charts are setting up. So I think you almost defined what you know you could do well, and you're willing to stay on the sidelines until you're ready to do it. And I think that's a very genius approach. I think that just basically says that you know yourself. And it's very hard for I think that's the hardest thing that traders asked of me, is to define themselves. And unless you're really fully psychologically evaluating traders and asking them over 100 questions and then analyzing a strategy that's best for them, you're pretty much going to have to figure that out by yourself. That's one of the, major things. If I give somebody a mentorship, for example, it's kind of funny because so for example, like T3, they wanted to know, like, what are you going to do on a mentorship, and what are you going to offer, and what kind of course outline can you offer? And I'm like, I basically told T3 that's pretty much impossible because simply put, every single person needs their own strategy. What are your goals? Where are you looking to grow into? What kind of trades do you like? Certain things about your psychology. Are you a smoker? Things like that, believe it or not, have a very, very large effect on your trading style. I'll give you an example. There was this one person I mentored 4 years ago, and successful trader today. Person smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. Person was a pack a day smoker. And I was basically telling them, if you're going to continue smoking cigarettes, you're not going to be able to do intraday trades. Or basically, you're not going to be able to do intraday trades for almost an hour. And he said, why not? He didn't understand. Why can't I? I have the holding power. I could do it, he said. And I said, well, the problem is on intraday trades, you're generally tracking them. And if you're a pack a day smoker, pretty much every 45, 50 minutes on average, you're going out for a cigarette. So you're not going to be able to take a trade for an hour. You need more short-term strategies. And he said, he's like, teach it to me anyway, he asked. And I said, no, because you're not going to succeed at it. And I was very adamant about it. And he said, teach me. And I'm like, look, I'll teach you anything you want. But at the same time, you're going to have to quit smoking. Guy quit smoking, successful trader to this day. So that was two good things that I did for him. But yes, like everybody has their own style. So yes, I do think scalping still works. Like I'll give you an example of one of the bottoms we called today in the market. And like for example on Tesla. Here's Tesla today. And Tesla plummeted down right here to 308.32. I think I had an average price of around, what was it, like 309, 309.40. And then the stock bounced up to 311.75. And that was a trade for me right there, just calling the bottom of this huge 5 minute bar right over here on Tesla. And then of course there was, what was that other trade we called? AMAT. AMAT hit my 5 minute support, plummeted down. I basically had a price of around 48.80, 48.81, and the stock shot to 49.11. I started selling at 49 and 49.01 and 49.02, and yeah, a little garbage 20-cent trade on a couple thousand shares, but that's the type of opportunity I saw. And generally, AMAC could have bounced all the way to day highs, but as you see, it would have dragged me down to 48.41. Then it would have shot up to highs, and that really goes back to my point of why holding, if you're going to swing intraday now, you have to use options, because that way you can measure your risk ahead of time, and you could basically say, okay, I'm risking $500, $1,000, $2,000 on AMAT, and you could just buy that many dollars worth of calls, and you know that you're already setting what you could potentially lose. So really, going back, the alpha still can be made. However, it should be done in the first 30, 60 minutes, especially if you're a scalper. However, if the markets go higher, you can short for an overnight trade. So understand what I'm saying. You could scalp either direction tomorrow. However, if the market goes higher, and I'll define it for you guys again, basically I'm going to need the triple Qs, for example, to get above 160.50, I'll start shorting it. Or I need the spiders to get above 267.51, and I'll start shorting that as well. Again, the Qs and spiders are down a little after hours, so it makes it kind of even more difficult. I am all about the hands-off strategy in the market. I think a lot of you guys are starting to understand and respect that a little more. That I pretty much, if I don't see an edge, I'm pretty much hands off. And some traders, they can't do it. They have to, you're sitting down, you're working for the day, you have to make money. So to help you impulsive traders, I give you extremely high hit rate scalp trades like I did today. So yes, there is candy for everyone, but you have to still remain intelligent in this market if you're going to succeed. So again, looking in hindsight from our last call on the Newsbeat Show, we correctly called the big push out in the market today. And for tomorrow, if we head lower, I think that's hard. If we gap down, which we're gap down currently, if we gap up tomorrow, it's a very easy short. hopefully we push up tomorrow, even if it doesn't gap up in the morning, and I'll still look for a short opportunity. Of course, we'll be calling all those trades live in our Newsbeat live room. With that being said, let's go on and move over to our simple, very simple game plan in Forex. If you guys want to copy that, you could go ahead and copy it right here. If you have Twitter, if you're a Twitter member, somebody was like, "Hey, Mark, like, we had like 6 people sign up." And somebody like wrote in, they're like, "Mark, you haven't given any Twitter trades for a few days." Yeah, that's because there was nothing that I liked. And what I'm never going to do is, generally, I'll have something every day on Twitter, generally speaking. But for the most part, and actually always, if there's nothing I like, I'm not going to give you guys anything. I'm not here to just throw ideas against the wall. These are trades which have some form of elevated conviction for me, like these 2 trades right here. Whether the market goes up or down tomorrow, I think both these trades might work. I'm dealing with a very large gain or a very small loss, and that's generally how these little sub $5 names work for me. So if you wish to copy my game plan for tomorrow, you can go ahead and do that now. Forex for tonight, one name I'm giving you guys for the Forex right here, and that's of course, this is just coming right off my trading software, so it looks a little funky. Just a buy in Euro US dollar at 1.21202, that's a live order. There's my stop loss, there's my take profit level, just one trade that I have on the table right now in terms of one order I have on the table, obviously didn't get filled yet. And that's my live Forex. So, again, I only share if I have an opportunity. Sometimes in the Forex, I put in 10 orders. Sometimes I put in 1. The past few days, sometimes it was 0. The whole point is to just be able to know when you're in a positive situation, risk reward wise, and handle it as such. So with that being said, just going back here to our daily lift me upper, and this is something that I think a lot of traders appreciate. I know I appreciate it because it helps me, and I want to tell you why this is actually good for your health. Believe it or not, watching the Newsbeat Show is good for your health. Why? First of all, it helps clear out negative thoughts. Traders are full of negative thoughts. Sit in a room with 100 traders, like at T3 Live, in a room with 100 traders, and speak to people. You'll hear negative thoughts. I'm not saying T3 is a very positive place to be, but go to the Goldman Sachs trading room. Go over here. You'll have tons of negativity, and that's what happens because there are traders making money and losing money no matter where you go in the world. So the daily lift me upper, if you guys have a more eloquent name, I'll use that in the future. Basically, we're helping you clear out your negative thoughts for tomorrow. I call it psychological toxicity. It gives you the resiliency to push forward in the market, and according to doctors, it keeps us healthier because it relieves stress and relieves negative thoughts. I mean, it's so funny. You think about certain people of faith, and every time something goes negative, a person of strong faith will always, look for help, or they'll see it as a test of something that they have to push forward to overcome as a human being. In trading, it's pretty similar in that sense, where when something negative happens, you have to turn it into something positive and know you can move forward. So here is going to be my little story for you. I want you to imagine right now that you had a very, very, very special bank account. You ready for this? Tell me you guys wouldn't want this. Tell me you wouldn't want this. You have a very special bank account. Imagine there's a bank account which every single day credits your account each morning with $86,400. That's right. Every single day you have $86,400 inside your bank account, and it carries over no balance from day to day. It allows you to keep no cash balance, and every evening it cancels whatever part of the amount you had failed to use during the day. So you can spend $86,400 every day. If you don't, it disappears and it goes back to $86,400 every single day. If you spend it all, no problem. It replenishes. It goes back to $86,400. So what would you do? you would probably draw out every single dollar every single day, of course. That's exactly what you would do, right? I mean, you have a bank account, it keeps refreshing to $86,400 every day. If you don't spend it, it's right back at $86,400. So, if everybody had, well, what if I told you every single one of you guys has this bank account? You're probably like, what? You're probably checking up your bank statements. Is this Mark crazy or something? What is he talking about? Well, I'm telling you, everybody has a bank account. The bank account's name is time because every morning you get credited with 86,400 seconds, and every night it writes off as lost whatever of this time you have failed to invest towards a good purpose. It carries over no balance, allows you no overdraft. Each day it opens up a new account for you. Each night it burns the records of the day. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There is no drawing against tomorrow. Therefore, there is never not enough time or too much time for that matter. Time management is decided by us alone and nobody else. It is never the case of us not having enough time to do things, but the case of whether we want to do it. So spending your time intelligently is one of the most critical things in the world. I mean, I asked, you could ask people, what is the best things you do with your time, and some people say, I have to dedicate this much time, this many seconds towards sleep. I have to dedicate this much time versus learning. Tomorrow is a new day. You could spend your time intelligently. You could do anything. Like when the market gets like messed up, like walk outside, play a video game, go read something, go read a book, go watch TV. You could do whatever you want. There is nothing wrong in market conditions like this to do whatever it takes to prevent you from hitting a button unintelligently. The key is with the 86,400 seconds every day is to make sure that you're spending it as intelligently as possible and you avoid making these mistakes so you don't continue to do silly things in the future. This is how we grow. This is how humans grow and learn. This is how we evolve, and this is exactly what you need to do if you want to evolve as a trader. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And whoops, just going back over here, we have our full stock analysis. Of course, that's me breaking down levels in which I would personally look to buy or sell any of the stocks you name. And that, of course, is for members of the Newsbeat Live Room only. It comes with full analysis. There are people who sign up who don't really have time to enter the room, but love getting access to me with the full analysis, having the ability to email me at any single time and have me answer any one of their questions. We are the fastest growing trading room in the nation. Happy trading, make money, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning on the live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.